Welcome back to the channel. My name is Benji. Today we're going to be talking about everything I pack when it comes to surf fishing in the summer. I did a video fairly recently about everything I pack for surf fishing when it comes to hunting halibut, and you can check that video up above. Keep in mind you can fish for halibut year-round and it can still be very productive in the summertime. But in Southern California, when the weather heats up and the water temperature starts creeping up, all the other critters are going to be coming in closer, and it can just be a lot of fun hunting a variety of species, shedding the waders, getting a little bit more comfortable, and enjoying our summer weather here in SoCal. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys don't know me already, I really like a minimal approach. I'm someone that loves to walk the sand and cover lots of water, so I don't like anything that I have to carry around with my hand. I like having all my gear and everything in my backpack or on my waist. Now, I just want to emphasize that just because this is the way I do it doesn't mean that this is the way you should do it. The reason why I'm making this video is number one, just to share with you guys how I like to pack my stuff when I go surf fishing, but also to give you guys an idea, or if you have something that's better suited for the way you fish, then you can kind of work off of that and do it the way you like. At the end of the day, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just about what works for you. So as you watch this video, if you have better ideas or any suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Please let me know. But with that in mind, I just want to separate this video into 3 different categories. My apparel, what I like to wear, the terminal tackle that I'm most likely to be using during the summertime, and then my gear, namely the rod and reel. So let's just jump right into the apparel part. And when you're surf fishing in Southern California in the summertime, you can pretty much wear anything you want. You can wear board shorts, a t-shirt, anything that fits your needs. I want to show you guys what I like to wear. Pelagic just recently reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in becoming an affiliate. And so I asked them if they'd be willing to send me a couple of items for me to try out. And they sent me a shirt and some shorts. And I've been testing them out for the past couple of weeks. And I gotta tell you, it's perfect. It perfectly suits what I'm looking for. So for the first piece of clothing that I've been testing out, it's the fishing shirt by Pelagic. And so man, this is really suited for the fisherman. Right off the bat, one of the biggest things that I love about this shirt, it has a built-in face buff. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I'm always looking for my face buff when I'm packing up my stuff. It really helps a lot to know that the face buff is on the shirt itself. The shirt also has a zipper pocket, and so it can be really convenient for carrying your phone or any light terminal tackle. And I've been wearing this shirt probably about 4 or 5 times now, and I really love it. I'm very happy with this shirt, so I'm gonna be putting it to heavy use, and I'll be wearing this every time I'm out on the surf this year. Pelagic also sent me their Ocean Master shorts, and I chose these shorts because of all the different options that it comes with. Man, I didn't know what I was missing out on. There's so much pocket room, everything's zippered and velcroed. There's also a dedicated pocket that I can keep my pliers in, so I don't have to keep my pliers anywhere else. Now keep in mind, Pelagic gear is a little bit pricier, it's higher quality, and you definitely get what you pay for. So if you're anything like me and you like to hit the sand a lot, or you're a really active fisherman, I do recommend the Pelagic fishing apparel, and I think that you're gonna really enjoy it and find that it was worth your money. If you just wanna get it on the sand, or you're a new fisherman, or you don't really care about this kind of stuff, by no means would I encourage you to think about investing in this gear. Just your standard board shorts and a long sleeve shirt will do just fine. The next item is, in my opinion, a pretty important part of surf fishing in the summer in Southern California, and those are Polaroid sunglasses. I picked up a pair of glasses from Pelagic just to try them out, and I do recommend the amber lens, especially if you're going to be sight fishing for Corbina, but the amber lens does tend to cut down on the glare. So whatever sunglasses you go with, make sure you go with polarized. You can find a lot of cheaper polarized sunglasses out there, whether it be at Costco or just on Amazon. But I have found that with sunglasses, you do get what you pay for. So just keep that in mind when you're investing in your pair of sunglasses. Next up, when I'm typically fishing during the summertime, I always carry a waist pack. I like using this one from Piscifun. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I really like this waist pack. It has plenty of compartment space, a lot of different slots where I can keep my terminal tackle, and it just comes in real handy as I don't have to reach out and get into my backpack every time I need something. Now, along with the waist pack, I have a little bait storage container, and this container I picked up from Save on Tackle, and I really like this one. It clips on, and I was a little worried that it might fall off, but I've tested it out maybe 5 or 6 times now, and it's very secure, super handy. If you're near Save on Tackle, I definitely recommend that you go by there, pick up some terminal tackle, and pick up a bait storage container there. I'm surprised by how happy I am with it. If you don't have that, you can just pick up anything that you can find online. I'll link one that I was using for about 2 years on Amazon, and that one works really well too. The next item that I take with me when I'm surf fishing in the summertime is a pair of pliers. I'll take my standard pliers with me, and that comes in handy if I need to cut through some braid or if I catch a larger fish, but I'll also pack a pair of forceps. This comes in real handy when you're using lighter line and you're catching smaller fish, like barred surf perch, yellowfin croaker, or a smaller corbina. And I'd say the forceps are a lot easier for hook removal. So I'll keep both pairs with me and use them as necessary. Lastly, when it comes to apparel, I always pack water shoes. Personally, for me, when I'm fishing the surf, I consider water shoes to be an essential. Several years ago, I was fishing barefoot every single time I went surf fishing, and then I stepped on my first ray. And the pain that I felt that day for the next 8 hours was something that I don't wish upon anybody. And the very next day, I went out and started experimenting with different water shoes. I've been wearing the Sea Avenger water shoes for about the past year and a half. I burned through some more expensive types of shoes that I got from REI. I tried some zipper booties, but the thing with the zippered shoes is sand gets into the zippers, and so it can be a real pain in the butt. So eventually I found the Sea Avenger water shoes from Amazon. They were surprisingly cheap. They're only like 30 bucks. What I like about these shoes is that they're light, they're comfortable, and they're easy to put on. That's all I really need. Again, when it comes to almost anything that you purchase, you kind of get what you pay for. So these shoes aren't gonna last you forever. For someone like me, especially during the summertime, I'm out on the sand maybe 3, sometimes 4 times a week. So I fish in them pretty hard. So I find myself buying a brand new pair of Sea Avenger water shoes about once a year. So if you're in the market for water shoes, I do recommend taking a look at these guys. They don't break the bank and they do what you need them to do. Next up, I talked about it in another recent video, but I love to carry the rinse kit with me. Man, this thing is so convenient and sweet. I truly love having this thing just because of how easy it is to fill it up and how easy it is to use it and how effective it is in washing off my gear. I love having the different settings where I have the mist function to rinse off the reels, and then I have more the firmer setting to wash off my rods and my shoes and get the sand off my feet before I go home. So I'm also a rinse kit affiliate, so if you're interested in that, check it out. I think you'll love it. Now let's go ahead and talk about tackle. Those of you who have been on my channel for a long time, you guys already know that I like to do light line surf fishing. So when it comes to terminal tackle, I'm almost exclusively using the Carolina rig. And in my opinion, the Carolina rig is hands down the easiest way to catch a fish from the surf. So in my waist pack, I'll just carry a leader. This year I'll be using 6-pound test. If you want to go premium, I'd recommend going with the Seaguar Tatsu. It's hands down, in my opinion, the best fluorocarbon that you can buy. What makes Seaguar Tatsu worth it, in my opinion, is that while fluorocarbon can be typically pretty stiff, Seaguar Tatsu actually has a good amount of stretch in it. So while it still has the qualities of fluorocarbon, it does give you a little bit of that stretch similar to mono. If you have stiff braid to stiff fluorocarbon, then it just increases your chances of losing some fish. You can always go with mono, and mono is absolutely a fantastic option. I personally don't use mono because the one downside of mono is that it tends to deteriorate rather quickly. So if you have a whole spool of mono on, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're changing out that line every couple of weeks, especially if you're fishing regularly. When I first started fishing, I was using mono and I didn't change my line out for over a month. And one of the times I went surf fishing after that, I noticed that the line was just so brittle, I could literally pull it apart with my 2 hands. Another essential terminal tackle item for me is a measuring device. I like to use the Halibut Surf Derby. I love it because it's just so big and it's easy to lay the fish on top of it and get accurate measurements. I personally don't like using the real thin tape measures that you roll out. It can be kind of difficult to measure the fish accurately. For me, it's just a lot more convenient to have a larger measuring device, and it doesn't take up very much space in my tackle bag or in my pocket. Aside from that, I just have your standard Carolina rig gear. I'll carry maybe 3 different sizes of egg sinkers, anywhere from 1/8 to 3/4. And if I know that the water's gonna be really calm that day, I'll have 1/8 to 1/2 ounce. And I use bullet sinkers or egg sinkers, doesn't really matter. It's just a personal preference type of thing. I'll have a clear or orange bead, and I like using anywhere from a size 10 to size 14 barrel swivel. When it comes to hooks, I typically use a size 8 owner mosquito, and that's definitely on the smaller side. So if you're uncomfortable with using such small hooks, you can absolutely go with a size 6 or even a size 4, and you'll be more than fine to be surf fishing in Southern California. So when it comes to the terminal tackle, that's all I have, and I can literally keep that in one little pouch, and I keep that in my waist pack, and I don't need anything else to be fishing. When it comes to bait, sand crabs for me are my #1 choice, just because they're so plentiful and easy to find, and it's probably the #1 food source that fish are trying to eat in Southern California beaches. If I'm having a hard time finding sand crabs that day, or if I just want to change things up, the next best thing to have in your tackle box is some gulp camo worms. We call them gulp crack because they just work so well. Almost everything from the surf will eat them, from perch, croaker, corbina. The gulp camo worms are absolutely a solid option to have when you're light line surf fishing in SoCal. And then after that, I might have some Sierra Slammers or crappie sliders, maybe any kind of 1.5 inch size grub or worm. And that can be very, very effective when you're trying to figure out the bite for our typical surf critters in Southern California. Lastly, let's talk about gear. In my opinion, the funnest way to surf fish in Southern California is with light gear. You can even use your trout gear if you want. My personal rod of choice is the Phoenix Trifecta Light 8 foot. It's the 802 Light, and it's rated from 1/8 to 1/2 ounce. And the line rating is 4 to 10 pounds. This rod is super, super sensitive, so when I'm sight fishing for corbina or even just casting into troughs, I can detect the smallest little bite. But the rod also has plenty of backbone, so if you do hook into a better grade fish, you're gonna have no problem handling that fish with the rod. When it comes to reel choice, I like to use the Shimano Stratic CI4 3000 or my Daiwa Fuego LT 2500. These are both super, super lightweight reels, really smooth drag, and I've been using both of these reels for the past 2 years and they're humming along just great. Both of these reels are technically freshwater reels, but they've done really well for me in the surf. And both of the reels have taken a dunk or two and gotten sand on them, and they're still functioning pretty well 2 years into the game. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I hope you find this video helpful, not for you to copy exactly what I do, but to give you a better idea of what you need to do to experience surf fishing the best way for you. By far the most important thing is for you to get out there on the sand and enjoy this beautiful sport of fishing. One of my main goals for this channel is to just motivate and inspire you to try something new and different. So thank you so much guys for all your support and for always watching these videos. Thank you so much. I hope to see you on the sand.
Uh-oh.
Ready, set.
Okay. Just roll it and then say go.
It's rolling.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay. Is it stuck? Is it looking...
Yeah.
Okay. Now where's with your hand?
Is that good?
Is it clean?
Yep, ready.
Did it work?